Hey, Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome to Let's Play Civilization 6 as Arabia in the Overexplained game. The very first thing I'll do this episode is actually use Horatio Nelson to get my shipyard in Jeddah. You can see here the city's making 16.2 production, pop in Nelson. Now the city's making 23.8. Pretty damn good. So when you are going for a science victory, what you want to do is try to put asleep almost all of your military units. Then you want to go through all of your cities. When you reach this kind of a point, right, I want to go through every single city in my empire and look for tiles that are unimproved that I could improve. Okay, that is my goal. So let's say I go from, I'll start off in Cairo, right? And I'll go through my cities one by one. So there's a ton of tiles in here. Not many can be improved. I guess I could take the promotion in Liang, but you basically want to go through your entire empire looking for tiles that you can improve because every extra yield is really nice. Now, at this stage of the game as well, I am building research labs, but I also want to plug in this right here. I want to click on the focus science button. What this will do is when your research labs are finished, okay, let me explain what this will do. How do I explain? This is like three things I need to explain in like quick succession because they all rely on each other. Okay, so the first thing that I need to explain is specialists. When you build a campus, okay, you get the campus, but you also get access to a thing called a citizen yield. Now, what this is when you build a library inside of the campus, you get +1 citizen slot. That is what this is here. If I take everyone out of this, let me go ahead and disable focus science. I take everyone out of this and I hover over this. You can see here I'm making 69.8 science. I click on this. I'm now making 71.9. That's because these are worth 2 science each. These are like any other tile inside of your empire, except these are worth 2 science. Now, when you get the research lab, which is the third tier of the science building, it also gives you +1 science on your citizen yields. Now that's really, really important because right now I am getting 4 science per turn from working these 2 tiles, these quote-unquote specialist tiles. If I get the research lab, that goes up from 4 to 9 because I'll be able to work it 3 times. Right now I'm working it twice for 2 science each, which gets me 4 science. Once I finish the research lab, I'll be able to work 3 citizens in here, and they will get me 3 science each, which will get me 9 science per turn. Now, since science victories are primarily a check on how much science you can generate, i.e. how quickly can you get to the thing that you need to unlock to win the game, I'm happy to sacrifice the fact that these citizens won't be working food in order to get that science, because at this stage of the game, growth and production don't matter nearly as much as just getting as much science as possible. So what I'm going to be doing is looking for unimproved tiles that I can improve. Like, for example, this tile right here. I'll make sure to lock these all in. And also looking for this button here. I'll be clicking on this, and that will encourage the city to work these campus tiles, even if it would make the city starve, which is what I want. I don't want the city to starve, but I do want them to work these tiles. And then you can kind of manually go around and lock in important tiles, like, for example, these high production ones. You want to do a little bit of micromanagement because it's worth it. Because right now I'm working on this holy site because the third tier of the holy site building does the same thing. The pagoda gives you +1 citizen yields. You can see it written down here near the commercial hub. So I'm getting 9 faith from working this, but I don't want that. I want the science. So I'll prioritize that in every... That's all I'm doing right now is I'm just going through every single city in my empire and clicking the focus science button. That means if there are any tiles that are available to be worked by science, they will be. And you can see my science has increased significantly. I'm up to 503 per turn, and that will only increase as I get these research labs finished. Let's keep an eye on this, right? I'm going to give it updates. It's turn 207. I'm at 500 science. We'll give updates regularly as this increases. Again, continuously moving my guys to my capital. I have my spy in there ready to defend the spaceport when we build it. I am first picking up the flood barriers to prevent any more flooding because I've been pumping out a lot of CO2 and I don't want the world to flood on me. I would rather flood it on other people. There is electricity, also giving me access to the seaport, which could be a really valuable way to get a little bit more food, housing, and gold. But I really do have to weigh that up against building my seaports, or rather my research labs. Like, these are okay, because it's 2 food, 2 gold, and +1 food from the actual citizen tile. But It's hard to justify that in anywhere but my capital. Now, it's justifiable in my capital because I'm working a lot of these coastal tiles, but really, you should only really build seaports and cities where you're maybe working like 4 to 5 coastal tiles. Like here's a prime seaport location in Mecca, because I'm working a ton of those coastal tiles. So since the seaport gives you +2 gold on all coast tiles, that's a pretty good return on investment. Medina is another potentially really good place to build a seaport because it'll give the city the food and housing. Other places that it's worth it to build a seaport. Places that aren't quite at 10 population yet and might need a little bit of extra food to get them over that line. So that's worth it too. Now, we have finished our war and there goes our heroic age. We're back down to a normal age. And I am going to plug in Reform the Coinage. Well, actually, Heartbeat of Steam here is really, really good because I'm building a lot of buildings that come after the industrial era. So there's a lot of era score essentially sitting around about to be built. That also changes the value proposition of some of the things that I want to build. We've just unlocked Natural History, giving me access to the water park, which is a great way to get access to amenities. It also gives me access to the zoo, which works a lot like a factory, except that it works for amenities in that if I build a zoo in this entertainment complex right here, it will spread amenities to every city within 6 tiles. But our next goal now is to go for mass media, pick up ideology, and then head to democracy for our late game government. Oh my goodness, a goddamn antiquity site spawned right where I had planned to place a campus. That's a little bit unfortunate, nothing I can do about it. We'll just have to accept things for the way that they are. I also need to start thinking about envoys. I have a ton of universities in my empire, so I need to start thinking about which of these city-states am I going to make friends with efficiently to be able to get to a higher science level. The other option I can do is I could wait until I get to containment, which will essentially double the value of all my envoys, so I could hold on to some of these for now. Like I'll spend these 2 to pick up this +2 science, so that'll bump me up to 528 science per turn. But I'll hold on to these other 2 because I can get more value of them the longer I wait. So again, what I was saying about the unimproved tiles thing, I don't know if I ever finished that thought properly, but basically you want to look for unimproved tiles that you haven't quite improved and then get some builders and kind of get those up and running. I would like double great people points towards great scientists. That would be really helpful for me. So I'm going to put like a ton of votes into there. I think 6 is like a good amount that should overpower other players unless they heavily vote towards something else. I'm also going to vote for myself for new culture bombs. Just 3 times should do it. I think 2 actually does it always. And I'm also going to vote for myself. Sorry, I'm going to vote for Matthias to lose 2 diplomatic victory points. And I will vote up the World's Fair because this will give me diplomatic victory points, great people points, diplomatic favor, civic boosts. And since it's based on generating great people points per turn, I will be able to take advantage of that pretty well because I have a massive empire generating an insane amount of great people points. Looks like Tamar won the vote to get the outcome that she wanted. That is unfortunate. The border control has been passed. The AI never seems to vote more than like 1 per, and they tend to just vote for themselves or against someone they hate. So I voted for myself twice when I win. And it looks like great artists will not be winnable, which is interesting. I actually nearly narrowly lost this. Looks like these guys really don't like the culture win. So I would have had to actually vote quite a bit more to be able to pull this off, but not a big deal. As long as great scientists aren't blocked, I'm happy. I do have, actually, I picked up a few more envoys, which means I think it's worth it to pop those into Fez to get that little bit of extra science, because it's literally like a 10% science boost, right? I'm up to 551 now by spending those envoys, and that'll only continue to grow. Computers are finished, which is great. I need to keep an eye on this whole submerging thing. Things are going to get pretty bad for me unless I get them. What I want to do is I want to look through all the cities in my empire and prioritize the flood barrier to make sure that I'm getting it pretty quick. Over here in Aleppo is going to be a problem. So what I'll do is I'll place it into Aleppo and then purchase myself. I wish I'd kept those military engineers. I should not have gotten rid of them. That was actually a mistake. Should definitely have kept the military engineers. I was like, yeah, I'll delete them because they're using up like money. And then I was like, oh yeah, I can use these later to quickly build these flood barriers in cities that'll need help building them. We're heading straight to rocketry because we need to unlock the spaceport so that we can start our science victory. Renew our alliance with Persia. I'm going to go ahead and take the research alliance so that I can get extra science from trading with them. It's about time that I deleted my units that are using coal, because now that I'm starting to build research labs, I'm going to be burning an insane amount of coal. So these guys have got to go, unfortunately. Also going to be promoting Pingala all the way up to Space Initiative. I won't be putting him in my capital for a while, but we do want to get Space Initiative to be ahead of time. Another little trick you can do, by the way, is what I call production queue swapping. I want to build a flood barrier, and I have a military engineer to help me build it, so I switch to the flood barrier for a single turn. I insert the production that shaves 3 turns off, but I can continue working on my research lab. It's like a little micro thing that allows you to sort of do things just ever so slightly more efficiently. Rocketry unlocked, +1 production from quarries, which is quite nice for Aquileia because it has a lot of quarries in this city. Come up to Cairo, we swing into Cairo, we grab ourselves the spaceport, we pop it down right there. It'll take 18 turns to build. We're not going to be building it right away. I'll cancel all these campus research grants. I do want to get my flood barrier finished and then go for the spaceport. By the way, it's 7 turns later and we're up to 611 science. We have rocketry. Now we want to pick up satellites and then we want to head towards nanotechnology. One little trick you could potentially do in your games, if you so wish, is you could forego going really wide in your governors and instead take some of these points that I put into other governors and put them all into Reina to be able to purchase my district with gold. Or if you're playing Arabia, one choice I could have made is to go down to Divine Architect, and you can in fact buy the spaceport with gold and faith. Although I don't think that's necessary, but it is a good and helpful little thing you can do. Hungary has actually managed to launch the Earth satellite ahead of me. That might seem a little bit strange considering I'm earning double their science right now, but remember, they had a lot more science than me for a very long time. So they've had a long time to build up their lead that they're now using to kind of run away with the game. But I should be able to catch up and steam ahead of them, no problem. In Damietta, we've completed our research lab. We're up to 662 science, by the way, in turn 217. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves the zoo because that'll provide AoE amenities. Space Initiative with Pingala. Boom. Very nice. Working on ideology. We just discovered satellites, which gives us access to the moon landing. We haven't finished our spaceport yet, so that doesn't really matter. What we will do is we are going to go ahead and reassign Pingala to my capital now that, well, actually, yeah, 1, 2. This is out of range of the volcano, so we're just fine. We'll go ahead and reassign Pingala to our capital. I was just had to double check that I hadn't actually messed that up, and we'll assign her to Damietta, Liang to Damietta. The reason why we want Liang in Damietta is because she will give me extra build charges on my builders, and the amount of production that you can insert into your spaceport using the tier 3 government ability is based on the total number of build charges that the builder has, and you can only insert 1 per turn. So by having Liang positioned here, I can buy a builder in here every turn using the cheaper purchasing from the democracy government to be able to combine all 3 of these things, the spaceport, the tier 3 government, and Liang, to be able to massively increase the rate at which I can build projects. Flooding is continuing to happen really rapidly now because I am pumping out an insane amount of CO2. It's actually become a bit of a problem for everyone on the map, and the amount of CO2 that I'm outputting is just only accelerating. So it's going to become an even bigger problem for people. Now, I'm making 700 science per turn, but I'm about to run out of coal. So that tells me that I need to get a coal power plant. Damn it, Mary Leakey, why would you show up in a game where I don't need you? Oh man, Pachacuti sniped out Albert Einstein. Oh my god, I'm actually raging mad. I cannot believe he sniped that on me. God damn you, Inca, how dare you? That's pretty upsetting because that would have been a lot of science per turn. Not a big deal. I thought it was like a shoe-in. I checked that earlier and I was like, yeah, I'll get that one. So, like I said, we're out of power. That's a big problem because I'm losing science from not powering my research labs. I need to switch power, unfortunately, in my capital. But I can't really afford to do it there. So let's have a look at the power map mode. We're converting coal over here. We're doing a lot more coal up here and a little bit over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come into Iridium, and instead of building the zoo, I'm going to come down here and say convert to oil power, because I have a bit of spare oil that I can use for electricity, and I don't need my artillery anymore, so in 6 turns, I'll be using more oil and less coal. Also, oil is like slightly better for the environment in the context of the game because less CO2 is emitted from oil compared to raw coal. I can't remember what the exact ratio is. I also need to get my carbon emission penalty down a little bit. My flood barriers are coming online, however. I'm starting to run out of gold for some reason. I don't know why. All I'm doing is trading internationally. And I have like 1 billion trade routes taking care of that. But somehow I'm still losing gold in my massive empire. I imagine someone somewhere is like stealing money from me. I'm going to start deleting my artillery purely because they are using up a little bit too much oil. which is causing a little bit too much CO2. I'd rather not get to apocalypse phase if I can, and also have a bit more oil to spend on electricity. Oh, now I remember why my gold is so bad. I just lost my heroic age that was giving me an insane amount of gold. Ideally, want to be trading with people who I'm allied to, so let's go ahead and get an alliance with Eleanor. I'll just go ahead and slap in a religious one. Boom. It just opens up some more trade routes with the full benefits of my ability to trade internationally. I don't want to trade with Hungary. Even if it would improve our relationship, I want the food and production from international trade routes based on my government. Just trying to centralize all of my trade routes into my capital. For reasons that I'll explain a bit more in depth later on. I did explain them a little bit, but I'll go into them properly later. Oh, the mega colossal eruption came just as I moved Liang out of this city, which is going to cripple the production in here in a really big way. That really sucks. Of course, Liang. Of course. The second I move her out of there, it actually erupts, which is like infuriating, but it's kind of what I signed up for, putting my city here and my spaceport in this city. It's all just part of it. Oh my god, please stop erupting. Jesus Christ. Now, at this stage of the game, oh my god, literally the second I move Liang out of that city, it just starts erupting. This city used to have 16 population, by the way. Holy crap. That is really bad. That's really bad. That's like so bad. To the point where I actually just need to put Liang back in that city. Oh god, that's actually awful. That's terrible. I've never seen anything that bad. Like, this city was on like 16, 17 population, and in 3 turns, it just got wiped out. Anyway, what I was going to say is, most of the time now, I'm doing like 2 or 3 things per turn. Like, there's not a whole lot that goes on. I already know the cards that I want to plug in and stuff, right? I want to put 5-year plan in because I originally had the campus adjacency card plugged in. Now I want the campus and industrial zone adjacency card plugged in. I originally had the harbor adjacency card plugged in. Now I want the commercial hub and harbor adjacency card plugged in. So like the decisions, if you know what you're doing, are very linear and straightforward. I'm going to plug in levy en masse just so I can save a little bit of money on the army that I do have. This city used to not be on an island. Now it's an island. The little peninsula has been cut off by the flood. And that is not a reference to Halo. This city has built everything it is ever going to build. It has tier 3 buildings in all of its districts, except for maybe the industrial zone in here. But I think I can actually skip an industrial zone in this city. Well, maybe I'll just build it, because the return on investment is pretty good. It's like 4 adjacency, 8 production per turn. Yeah, I guess that's a pretty good return on investment. Matthias Corvinus has declared war on me, which is really bad because I don't even have my spaceport finished. This is like the slowest built spaceport I've ever done, and it's purely because this goddamn workshop got pillaged. I should honestly have it finished and have these projects done, but I now need to get to launching Exoplanet Expedition. Oh my god, this is like the luckiest game ever. The one game where I go for a slow spaceport and it has like the perfect positioning on the exoplanet. I went for like, oh yeah, I'll go for an early war because I'll have to wait for Exoplanet anyway. Oh my god. Also, it's really dumb to me that you can't like repair these with gold. Like, I feel like I should be able to repair these buildings with gold. Like, I don't know. Now, Hungary declared war on me, but that doesn't even really matter that much because they can't do anything to me. They're really far away. My cities have fortification. I can basically print an army whenever I feel like it. So I'm not worried even in the slightest that they've declared war on me. There is democracy. Gentlemen, this is democracy manifest. We now have democracy. Brilliant. Happy days. We can plug in Vissel Banking. We get all the benefits of democracy. We can plug in Trade Confederation for a little bit of extra culture and science. And we can plug in Merchant Confederation for a little bit of extra gold. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Up to 740 gold per turn. And now we need to start digging through the tech tree to find the things that boost smart materials. I could have had such a fast win. But basically I have to unlock all this crap too. I could have been winning the game right now. God damn. This would have been my fastest science win ever had I gone straight for this stuff instead of like detouring for things. I'm kind of annoyed by that. Like, oh well, look, it's a teaching game. It's not that big of a deal. So next up, we have to make a decision about what things we care about. Well, we want to get market economy because that gives us extra science and culture from our international trade routes. Other than that, the only other things that I'm thinking about are getting containment, potentially grabbing the integrated space cell, because that would give us an extra 15% production. So I'm thinking, so capitalism into Cold War, potentially professional sports, maybe into, yeah, I guess we'll go professional sports, into space race, into globalization for e-commerce, and then that'll be it. Completed the stock exchange in Damascus. We are going to be picking up the Royal Society, which gives us the ability to use builder charges to provide production to a district project. Damietta has built everything it's ever going to build, with the exception of this stadium. So we're going to come down here, campus research grants, plug in a ton of those to get a bit of extra science and more scientific great people as well. We're on stage 4 of climate change, and it's getting worse fast. We did actually reveal uranium too, so I mean, like, if we do find some uranium, we could do some interesting stuff with that, but I don't think we plan to do anything nuclear-wise. Only thing I would maybe consider building in Iraq is a water park. And I would build that water park just to get myself a little bit of extra amenities in here. City doesn't really have very good production, so water park is the right move, I think. Looks like World's Fair finished. A diplomatic victory point for Hungary, not that big of a deal. More importantly, we got the 2 civic boosts. And nobody is close enough to a victory. Yeah, nobody is close to a diplomatic victory, which is totally great by my measure. I'm just going to steal all the Diplo victory points for myself. I'm going to vote for myself 9 times, which should be enough to steal it from anyone. Ooh, a major flood. Yeah, the one downside of playing with the apocalypse mode is that there's a lot of, like, kind of crazy things that can happen. I voted for the water park. Looks like they banned nuclear power plants, and 2 Diplo points have been acquired by me. Not super useful, but it will prevent anyone else from getting them. I'm going to vote this down so he doesn't get fed tons of gold. I'll vote it down like 6 times, and that should be good enough. Once per player, essentially, is how I'm doing my voting. And yeah, just to make sure it doesn't pass, in case they like pumped a bunch of Diplo favor in. Because I have a billion Diplo favor, right? I have all the Diplo favor I will ever need. Looks like another Appease the Gods is happening. It might have been good, actually, for this to have happened a little bit earlier, because I could have just pumped my army into the volcano, which I'm going to do anyway, because even though I'm at war, there's no way they can threaten me, right? Like, I am at war, quote-unquote, but, like, what are they going to do? Kill me? Quote from Man Killed. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to really do anything to me. Looks like 3 of us had the same idea to settle this island all at the same time. Recruit this great scientist. Look who is next. Looks like he will give me boosts for the atomic or information era. That actually represents a significant amount of science, so I'm going to go ahead and buy him for faith. And I actually wouldn't mind getting this guy, the information era guy. I do want Sergei Korolev because I get 2 charges of him thanks to Mausoleum. So he will complete 2 of the space projects for me instantaneously. Earth satellite is 900 production. I have 100 production city. Should be fairly quick. I will use Janaki and Mal here, although I want to wait until I have these boosts. So I'll wait a turn before I use him. Rome has the audacity to try and demand gold from me right now. Rome, you are nothing to me, okay? I've taken everything from you except your capital. I'm yeeting units into the volcano because I'm under 0 threat, and it would be nice to win this emergency. Got the stock exchange in Lugdunum. The only thing left for this city to get is a holy site, so I'll get to work on that. It's not going to have a huge impact, that holy site, but it will be useful. I'll go ahead and use you here. After I use this guy to get the boosts that I want, kaboom, that'll boost all those techs, and then I'll use you to finish researching them. So we're getting very, very close to our late game stage here. I might actually use Korolov. Although, well, here's the thing. The longer I wait with Korolov, the more value he gets. Because these later projects cost a lot more production. So I'll just try to do Earth Satellite nice and slow. Also, it's about time I got a few more traders in my capital. We're kind of leaving that to the wayside. But I need to fill out all of these. I also need to reignite my agreements with Persia. I need him to be my friend. And I need him to be my ally. Because I'm trading with so many of his cities. If he's not my ally, I lose out on a significant amount of the production in my capital. Alright, yeet another unit into the volcano. Get you in position for next turn. Everything is looking totally fine. Market economy. I think I might actually switch in New Deal here to give me a little bit more amenities. Although market economy is really nice for the science and culture. So I'll take that one for now. Speaking of science and culture, this is why you do the international trade thing. I'm getting 6 food, 6 production, 19 gold, 2 science, 2 faith, 2 culture. From every single one of my trade routes, I'm getting a similar amount of insane yields. So if people are still debating over what's better, international or national trade routes, let this maybe finally be the thing that settles that. I mean, look, my capital is at 151 production. 77 of that comes from trade routes, right? That's insane. I need like a tiny little bit more era score, and I've got 2 turns to get it. So I might just go ahead and buy a great person. Like an extra trade route here. Is that worth it? Could I just buy you instead to get 1 era score? And yeah, that'll be fine. I'll just buy the cheap guy. It is turn 247. I'm making 825 science per turn. I am essentially on the last leg of the science victory, although technically speaking, this might be the closest science victory I've ever had because he's completed moon landing before I've done my Earth satellite. And that's all due to the fact that I delayed my science victory by going to war with Rome a little bit. 1 turn until the Earth satellite launches. Perfect. This will give me... probably won't hit era score in time, will it? No, it won't. Because the turn ticks over before things launch. So... we are in a golden age once again. Earth satellite launched. Perfect. We can now make a dedication. I think we'll go for Heartbeat of Steam to make campuses do better. And I totally forgot to put my spies on my on my thingy district. That was a big dumb moment for me. Also, good news, everyone. We just finished in Damascus. We just finished the Royal Society, which means I can now start mass purchasing builders to feed into my projects. Let's get the moon landing. I might even, you know what? I'm going to use Korolov for the moon landing. That'll give me a huge boost to my culture. We'll 1 turn the moon landing. Boom. Happy days. That will give me an insane amount of culture. We'll just head straight here. Get all the way to globalization. And then we can go ahead and get to work on the Mars colony. That'll be 1800 production. I'll do the same thing. I'll blap Korolov in there. Now, out of my 2 cities that are closest to the capital, I'm going to be mass producing builders as well, because I won't be able to afford, with my current economy, purchasing a builder every single turn. It's about 500 gold per turn. I don't have that, so I'm going to need to get builders from somewhere else, even if they're slightly less efficient, for boosting these projects along. Mars colony says that it will be done in 11 turns, but I can use Korolov, and boom, it'll be done in 1 turn. Damn, I have to dig deeper into this tech tree to try to find... I think it's going to be over here, but in order to get that, I need to unlock this, so... we'll have to do quite a bit more digging to get through the tech tree to find the things that I need, but we are launching Mars colony, which means we're right on the cusp of starting the win condition. I mean, I know technically speaking now, I'm on par with Hungary thanks to that great person, but I still have a little bit more to go. I could actually even use this builder to instantaneously launch the Mars colony. Make sure that I purchase another one, of course, that I have one for next turn. And then begin the Exoplanet expedition, which is 2100 production. There's a space race. I could plug in integrated space cell. That would seem pretty good. It would give me a 15% boost. What other cards that I could have replaced? I think I do want to plug in containment instead of Merchant Confederation, because I want to be able to get control of some envoys or city-states if I can. And this makes it easier. I'll explain how this works in a moment. So how containment works is if there is a civilization with a different government to me and I put an envoy into a city-state that they are suzerain of, I get bonus thingies. So, for example, Hungary is fascist, so if I put an envoy in here, it actually counts as 2. I went from 6 to 8 with a single envoy, and now I'll go from 8 to 10 with a single envoy, or 8 to 9, because I broke his suzerainty and then I only got 1. So now I'm suzerain of Fez. It's like, look at me, I am the suzerain now. Like I was saying, every single turn I'm going to be feeding builders into my spaceport to get it to complete faster. I have a spy defending it. I have builders coming in from all directions. Oh my god, this tornado is like the worst timed tornado in the entire universe. Please, just don't go the way that I think you're going to go, tornado. Please. Man, I really want to plug in e-commerce. And I think market economy's got to go now. But bam, I will lose a significant amount of gold for that, but I do, or rather, some of my culture, rather, is what I meant to say. I lose a significant amount of culture from that because I no longer have that plugged in. but I do get even better trade routes. So now I'm up to 182 production per turn in my capital. Feed another builder in, and every time I feed a builder in, it shaves off roughly 1 turn off of this. Now that we have globalization, the only thing probably left to grab is like professional sports. Social media doesn't really do anything for me except for the governor title. Speaking of governor titles, I may as well promote you all the way to get the extra points for having a fully promoted governor, even if it doesn't really matter much this game. My god, this is the horrifying blizzard hitting this city. Rather this city than my other cities. We're getting pretty close to the old apocalypse mode. We're 5 turns away, and we are not 5 turns away from winning. I was not expecting the apocalypse. It's a bit like the Spanish Inquisition. Alright, we'll go ahead and pop a builder into this, shaving off another 2 turns. Sometimes the production numbers line up very nicely like that and shave off a couple extra turns. But we're continuously building and feeding builders into this spaceport. Oh my god, the damage done to my economy by this tornado. I just need it to not hit the spaceport. If it doesn't hit the spaceport, I'm okay with everything that it does. Okay, that's great. It ignored the spaceport. It did a lot of damage elsewhere, but that's fine. That's fine. I can live with that, right? Boom. If people are wondering why I delayed getting so many builders this game to wait to get them efficiently, the spaceport is why. Every builder that you build makes builders more expensive, which means I would be less efficient in the late game. Now, is that a worthwhile sacrifice? No, probably not, but it does form a part of my logic of why I do things the way that I do. 1 turn away from launching the Exoplanet expedition. Made some great leaps and strides this episode. Just need to take suzerainty of Bologna. And the reason I pronounce it weirdly is somebody told me it was pronounced Bologna, and I stopped caring about these quests at this stage of the game because they're like always like really obscure things like religiously convert Nan Madal, who's like over here. I'm not walking. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to for a single envoy. Same, but like Buenos Aires, get a Eureka for advanced AI. Like, what do I even need to do that, right? It's like, this is not reasonable. A lot of the late game missions will be unreasonable. There'll be some stuff hanging around too. I'm pretty sure one of these guys wants me to get a writer as well. You could do them, but I tend to kind of ignore them as the game goes on. It's up to you. If you think they matter, then they matter, and go ahead and do them. Now, one thing that is important when you're in the late game is to continuously renew your friendships. We're very, 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 very close to a win here. And it would be very bad if we lost friendships, because then we would lose a significant amount of production from the trade routes that we're sending to those friends. So you want to get your friendships and secure the alliances. So we have launched the Exoplanet expedition. I kind of clicked through that screen before I showed it to you, but I will show it to you really, really quick. I'll just get an economic alliance with you. Ba-bam. Thank you. If I go back to here, the win screen, you can see here we have launched the Exoplanet expedition, which means in 50 turns we will win the game. However, I don't want to wait 50 turns. It's a long ass time to wait for a goddamn spaceship. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to speed things up a little bit. And we're going to try to speed things up by finding the extra projects that allow us to build the things that speed it up. So a lot of what we're going to be doing right now is, unfortunately, waiting. We just have to wait a lot of turns. I guess I could do the Manhattan project. I don't think it matters. I'm just going to do a bunch of campus research projects. See if I can't power ahead. Looks like I got silver on the Appease the Gods again, which is all you need in order for your units to get an extra promotion. Looks like we have Plague Bearer incantations who give our units combat strength and automatically besiege enemy cities, which is really damn cool. Matthias Corvinus has used a nuclear weapon. Excuse me? Matthias? Who are you using nukes on? Did he nuke Antium? I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit worried about the nuke. Just a scooch worried about it. So we have a nuclear emergency here. We must punish this despicable act. We get score from being in his territory, attacking his city, killing his units. Let's see. He's weaker. We move faster. Yeah, time to nuclearly de-arm Matthias, I think. I'll put like 4 votes in there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Nuclear emergency has triggered, as well as it is phase 6 of climate change. Oh, good God. I'm sorry, Georgia. Well, I know I'm going to win this game, but it's a real question of How quickly am I going to win this game? Because I know I'm going to win in like 48 turns, but am I going to win before I'm yeeted out of existence by an asteroid? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's keep this gravy train going as we just pump science into this tree to hopefully just shave a couple of turns off. I do want to point out it's 1735 AD and I'm researching future era technology. Literal god. Oh, thank you for the gift. I don't know. Why are people giving gifts when the world is ending? We need to get off this planet, guys. Wake up. I'm just waiting for the asteroid. That's why I'm waiting for the meteor. It's coming. Yeah, here it is.
Then you drive out
where did it hit? Why didn't it give me the animation? I think there used to be a city there. There's no longer a city there. Well, we hit Hungary with it, so I'm happy. There's the off-world mission giving us the laser stations that will speed up our win condition. Oh god. A solar flare just triggered, burning down every single industrial zone in the world, with the exception of my capital because I have Liang there. Wow, I really do think Apocalypse Mode kind of changes the metagame a little bit. Maybe I should do a science victory without Apocalypse Mode because, yeah, whew. Solar flare, meteor. It's it's hard living on Earth right now. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Oh, all my campuses were pillaged as well. I'm down to 500 science per turn. Oh, that's brutal. That is brutal. Owie. Not a fan. Excuse me, where did you get these machine gunners from? Don't be doing me like this, Hungary. I don't need this in my life. Ah, oh, more machine gunners. Just being annoying. Getting all up in my grill. Get out of here. Get out of here, I said. I said get out of here. Oh, that's a giant death robot. Oh, Hungary's actually trying. Hungary's actually really trying. Uh-oh. I was just screwing around, having a good time. Now Hungary's all like, yeah, by the way, I actually want to win. Not a fan. Not a fan of Hungary trying to win the game right now. Oh dear, there goes the city. Was that her capital? I think that was her capital. That's her new capital. Yep, that was her capital. Georgia's capital just got absolutely nuked by a volcano slash comet slash, or not a volcano, sorry, a comet. Yikes. Oh no! Oh, that's not a city that I care about. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you can have that one. In fact, that might actually leave a little bit more room for me to settle a city. Yeah. I could fit some more cities in here if Tarsus gets hit. I feel like this is exactly why humans are going to be like are just struggling. It's like my very first thought when like someone near me got hit by a volcano or by a comet, I was like, more land to settle. It's like no concern. Zero concern for the other person. Hopefully I don't get hit by a comet. If my capital gets hit by a comet, I would be pretty damn sad. That would be genuinely devastating because I would have to sit here and hit shift enter for like 40 turns as I watch the world burn. I may as well promote Reyna on the off chance that bad things happen. Looks like you missed his spaceport, but good effort. Not really a whole lot left to comment on. Like really, it is just, this is probably the biggest criticism of the science victory is that in the late game, there's a lot of waiting. You're just sitting around and you're waiting for the right things to happen. Why are there 3 giant death robots? Oh my god, the city is dead. Oh, they're going for my capital. Oh no. Well, that's a massively inconvenient meteor that just hit my empire. At least it hit things that I don't care that much about. I think it did kill a district, but that's not too bad. I need to think about how I deal with giant death robots. How much are they to purchase again? 5,000 gold? Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be a gold purchase that goes on there. Buy my own giant death robot. A lot of people were saying to me too that if you want to calculate how much somebody will pay you, you just multiply this, you just take like, you multiply this by 30 or you multiply this by 20, but that doesn't give you the exact amount, right? So if I put in 200 here, he'll actually pay me like slightly more, and that slightly more is important because it's about an extra few gold over the course of a game makes a big difference when you consider the number of times you'll trade with the AI. Those giant death robots are a few turns away. I'm gonna need something to deal with them. Did Rome? Oh god, I didn't even kill Rome. It was the meteor. Oh, but that's the best way to avoid the diplomatic penalty from killing a civ. Just bring about the apocalypse and let the meteor do it for you. Oh my god. That's a thumbnail worthy moment right there. Oh, I actually have tears in my eyes laughing at that. That was powerful stuff right there. Ooh, there goes Persia's cap. Oh no, it wasn't. Yep, that was Persia's capital, just gone. Wait a minute, is it just going through and nuking everyone's capital? I don't like this. I don't like this whole targeting capital thing, because my capital is really important to me. Oh no. Improve the uranium. Next turn I'll be able to get my own giant death robot, and then I'll feel pretty safe against their giant death robots. I'm hearing a nuke. Or was that a meteor? I can't, I think that was a meteor. Yeah, it was the meteor. Okay, it hit over here. Oof. Map is starting to look kind of holy now. And I don't mean that in like sanctified by the light of the Lord. I mean that there are literally holes all over the map. They neutralized my governor! No! Not my capital! Oh my god. They neutralized my governor of Liang. And on the same turn, this entire city was just absolutely... Oh, Jesus Christ. I need this so fast. They neutralized my governor and then it wasn't protected. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, there goes all those districts I built all that long-ass time ago. Oh, hello, giant death robot. Nice to meet you. Are you well, sir? Are you here to spread the good word? No? You back into the water? Okay. I'm actually... This is kind of silly. I'm really close to winning a diplomatic victory. I'm 5 points away. Like, if I tried a little bit, I could have probably won one right there. With this, by voting a little bit more selectively. I want a nuclear power plant, but I don't think I can afford it. So I'll just get an oil power plant here. Antium lost its campus. I'm just going to get it to do encampment training. That's all it needs to do for me now. A lot of the micromanagement in the late game is about just keeping your cities busy. So you can end turn your way through the game in style. Oof, more cities from Hungary getting taken. I'm just waiting for the moment that my cities die. I mean, my capital's already being hit, so, like, statistically speaking, it should avoid my capital, right? That's how logic works. Yeah, my capital should be safe. Totally safe. Nothing bad is going to happen to my capital. Something bad happened to this guy's capital, though. Oh my god, it is actually targeting capitals. Oh god. Oh god. It actually is. I feel like there's no other explanation for this. Now, if I get the first shot, it's a big advantage to me. Because I can run away and they can't. I got heals available. They look like they're gearing up to try to fight me. I don't know how good that's going to go for them. Oh. There goes a city-state that I really liked that I can't remember the name of. They is just gone. Antioch, gone. Leave my capital alone! The world has gone even redder. There's off-world mission. We won't be finishing these because we'll be going straight into off-world mission. Terrestrial laser station, please. Feed builders in. Boom. Shave a turn off. I need to survive here. I need a unit. What the hell do I get? Rocket arty? I guess. Like, does a bit of damage. Future Tech, by the way, gives you 5% production towards city projects each time it's completed, which includes terrestrial laser stations. Speaking of which, we are currently 23 turns from winning, but as we finish more of these projects, that will speed up. They're also pillaging all my trade routes, which is getting a little bit old. I'm kind of taking the approach to the comets now. It's like, if I don't see them land, it doesn't count. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't see it, it never happened. Everyone is being ravaged by natural disasters, okay? Everyone. Why did it have to be me? There goes all of these tiles. Very unfortunate. It's actually split my empire really badly. There goes all the production of Halab. The city used to be good, now it's total crap. City just got yeeted out of existence, essentially. Very unfortunate. Nothing we can do. Still trying to get... Oh no, I clicked auto-explore! Why would I ever auto-explore with you? Just finish... Yes, terrestrial laser station. We just cut half the turns off winning. We're now 15 turns away from winning. If we can build another one, that'll cut it down again. Because every time you build one of these terrestrial laser stations, or Lagrange laser station, you increase the speed of your exoplanet expedition by 1 light year, which means that, you know, you cover the distance faster by X light years, depending on how quickly you increase the speed. That's a lot of giant death robots. There's another 2 down here. There's one over here. I just killed one. They're stealing my builders. These are for my projects. Get out of here, Hungary. Go home. Ooh, another solar flare. It's really bad. Because Liang wasn't assigned to my capital because she was killed. Get out of here. Give me that back. Oof. Oof. Productivity in my capital is collapsing. Trying to survive. Some of the cities that I'm trading with are dying. They don't count anymore. They're just gone, dude. Like, I can't trade with some of these cities. Look at you, taking damage, you fool. Oh, there goes London. Yeah. There she blows. She's a goner. Gotta feed more builders into this goddamn thing. Oh, this isn't powered anymore. I need to repair the power plant. Because this takes electricity. Without electricity, it won't work. I need another industrial zone ASAP. Right here, go. I need another source of power for my capital, because otherwise I'm going to be going at like 0 speed anyway. The solar flare is a killer! I don't even know what value I'm over-explaining, my friend. Like, there's not much to over-explain anymore. I'm just getting screwed by the comets and solar flares. Oh, hello, Fez. Bye-bye, Fez. Bye-bye, Fez. Oof, that is right by me, too. Ow. Mecha got mecha'd. We still have some ongoing competitions. Yeah, I'd like those Diplo victory points. Georgia just declared war on me. Not sure why. Not sure what value she gets from declaring war on me. The world is ending and she lost her capital to meteors. Meteors that I caused, by the way, because, you know, I caused the most CO2, so I get all the blame. That's how that works. If you're wondering what the hell I'm doing, I'm basically, like, I have all of my cities just doing random stuff. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there goes Babylon. I have all of my cities just doing random stuff. And, I'm basically, the only decision that I care about is putting this in my city. God damn it, go away. I hate how every now and again little things get in your way. I'm just building terrestrial laser stations in my capital, like so. And then feeding builders into my spaceport, and then buying a builder every turn. That's the only thing that I care about. Every other decision in the game, I'm just like skipping over, just clicking at the top of the list for my trade routes, basically clicking at the end of the culture tree. right? All these things I don't care about. I just click on what's available. Because the only decision that matters is getting through the turn, right? I've won the game. It's just the process of getting this number to hit 50. Ooh, 100% production towards space race projects. Yes, please, sir. I will take you. I will also take you. That 100% production will shave off a turn or two, I think. While defending, your soothsayer was killed by a giant death robot. I mean, you can have these cities. I don't care about these cities. The only city that matters to me is Cairo. This one city, the only city in the entire world that matters even slightly to me. Okay. Gordian got hit by a meteor. I mean, I feel like I took my fair share of licking here. I've been hit by 4 of these things. Rome, I feel like, did not deserve the fate that they got. So I used Von Braun, which gives me 100% production towards these once, and then I get to use them again next turn, and that'll give me 100% production twice, which is triple production. Why are you over here? Get back to my cities, please. There's the power of the Mausoleum. Mausoleum is honestly a tier S science victory wonder because it doubles your Great Engineer charges, which has some really interesting interactions with the late game space race Great Engineers, because like I'm basically making an absurd amount of production towards this right now from my capital city, and continuing to pump into builders as well. 1 light year per turn. Why is it only traveling 1 light year per turn? Oh, the coal power plant was banned. Purchase oil. No, not nuclear. Frick, I clicked on nuclear power plant. I have to delete this now because I don't have enough. I have enough uranium to actually sustain both. Oops. That was a bit of a mistake, wasn't it, Potato? You dummy. Well, at least I'll have power now and not be, like, slowly slugging my way along here. Actually pick up some speed. Oh, well, there goes Medina. It was a good city. Eleanor wins. Of course she does. City is powered. Excellent. Sure. I'll take that great scientist. Yoink. Give me that Carl Sagan. That's the power of having all that faith saved up, by the way. All the people commenting that haven't watched this far, like, hey, why haven't you used your faith yet? Now you know why, okay? Because it allows me to do things like this. Sir, get into this thingy. Thank you. Well, that's the death of Medina. City is no use anymore. Why are you trading me? Why would you... You started this war. Give me peace. Go away. Let me just win the game in peace, goddammit. No, please. God, no. That was all of my amenities. It was literally all of my amenities just got yoked. We're traveling at 8 light years per turn, so if I just shift enter twice, I should win the game. Oh, I guess I do have to kind of pick a dedication here. Shift enter once. If you press shift and enter at the same time, it force ends your turn. And shift enter twice. Well, there goes Medina. Or was that Mecca or was that Medina? I don't remember, but I won the game.
Much as our ancestors did ages ago.
That's it. That's the whole series. I taught you how to win a science victory. Taught you everything I know. Taught you the basics. It's a slow, plodding, painful victory type. But my god, is it satisfying to watch other people get murdered as the toxic fumes of your CO2 literally somehow pull meteors from the sky. Not sure how that one works, but regardless, I had a great time playing. I hope you guys had a great time watching. I love you all very much. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!